Welcome back to another episode of Henry TV. I am your host, 22 Plinkster, and you have seen a lot of different calibers on this channel. Now, you have seen the 357s, you've seen the 44 Magnums, and also the 45 Colts, but you've never seen one of these. This rifle is chambered in the 41 Remington Magnum. Now, I'm going to shoot it a few times, and then I'm going to give you a brief history on the 41 Remington Magnum. All right, there you go. You can tell it is a really, really good shooter. In 1963, Elmer Keith and Bill Jordan had an idea to create a 41 caliber cartridge. Now, back then, law enforcement pretty much carried 357 or 44 Magnums. So they wanted to bridge the gap between the 357 and the 44. So they presented the idea to Smith & Wesson, Norman, and Remington. Well, Remington was getting persuaded by the shooting community to have another Magnum round. So the 41 Remington Magnum came to fruition. The 41 Magnum has less recoil than the 44 Magnum, and also it has a flatter trajectory. It is taking a 210 grain projectile and pushing it out at velocities close to 1,600 feet per second. So that is plenty big enough to take any big game animal in North America. Like the other big boy rifles, this rifle sports the buckhorn sight and also the brass bead front sight, but I'm not going to be using the buckhorn sights for this shot. I'm going to be using a nice little Trigicon that I've got mounted here, and I failed to mention that like other big boys, this rifle holds 10 rounds in the 2 mag. Now, I am going to be firing some Federal. These are 210 grain jacketed hollow points, and they're traveling roughly at 1,230 feet per second. I have a target set up at 50 yards downrange. Let's see what this rifle can print and how good of a group we can get with the 5-shot group at 50 yards. That one looks pretty good. That is a really, really good group at 50 yards. I went and retrieved my target downrange, and that's pretty good. That is about 1.5 inch group at 50 yards. Looks like I need to actually bring my scope up just a few more clicks, and I'll be dead on in the middle. Guys, if you're looking for a setup and for a caliber that has a little less recoil than the 44 Magnum and flatter trajectory, you may want to consider the 41 Remington Magnum. Guys, thank you very much for watching another episode of Henry TV. If you have any questions, you can go over to the Facebook page and ask them there, or ask them in the comments below. And remember, if it's not made in America, it's not going to be made at all.